Welcome to today's vlog. This is actually my first vlog because I have started this vlogging process for about, well, maybe a dozen times. I don't know, maybe even more. But in the end, somehow I never really finished it and I found it not good enough. You know, perfectionism kicked in and it made me insecure. But yeah, now I'm actually at a point where I think, well, maybe it will be fun to share. I want to say in advance that this is a learning process for me as well. So I will probably make a lot of mistakes in the beginning, but yeah, it's the same with horse training. You have to do it to gain experience. So that's why I'm just going to start. I'm also not going to commit to any specific routine. So I'm just going to post when I have something fun to share or when I think that it will be cool to share a bit of my life or at least a bit of my my horsey life. And yeah, I think that's about it. This intro, by the way, I'm recording on Wednesday and the day vlog I made on Monday. And because I think I recorded an intro, but somehow it got deleted or I didn't press record at the right moment. I don't know. I cannot find it anymore. So that's why this intro is from a couple days later. But the vlog you're going to watch is from last Monday. So yeah, come and join me for the day and let me know what you think by the end of the vlog. Hey, who's hiding in the shadow? Well, someone needs to wash. What we're going to do is we go to Rookanje. And there is one of my Transform clients. And Transform is a program in which I coach my students intensively one-on-one. Normally I do that through Zoom, Pivo, those kind of things. So it's usually mostly online because this program is also suited for international clients. But because she lives pretty close by, I visit her every now and then. So today we are going to have a visit. The horse is a horse who has tension related issues and yeah, we've already came such a far way. Well, for everyone who's listening, please excuse me for the fact that I make mistakes because I'm not a native English speaker. I'm Dutch, obviously. So yeah, I will make mistakes. My vocabulary will lack, and I will also make mistakes in pronunciation. But yeah. I'm trying to learn English as best as I can. So yeah, we're going to Rookanje and then maybe I'll show you a little bit behind the scenes there as well. Okay, we have arrived. I'll take you with me and we'll see how Innie is doing. I've got all my gear with me and put my hair up because it's pretty windy here. So I have the flag and I have the stick, ropes and the halter. So we have all our stuff and we can get ready. So we're here in the stables with Innie and she is the horse of one of my Transform students who has a lot of tension related issues. So we're practicing the settling process at the moment in which we want to teach her that she's able to regulate herself during the settling process. So we started off with the saddle pad, which started shifting a little bit. And now I'm actually holding the saddle and waiting for her to connect to me again so that she can actually kind of give me the sign that she's ready for the next step and that we can build it from there. So the settling process, if you ask me, is really about consent and the horse allowing you and yeah, giving consent to be saddled and eventually also to be mounted. Because if they don't give you consent, yeah, if you ask me, you wouldn't want to mount them or saddle them at all. Hallo Snoes. Hallo Snoes. B-roll noemen ze dat toch? Hi Moppie, ben je zo knap? So, I just finished my lesson with Lies and Innie. And she did amazing. It was so cool. This horse, well, I already mentioned it, of course, but she has a lot of tension-related issues. And what I often see is that horses who have tension-related issues, that they find it really difficult to regulate themselves. So that when they experience tense situations, that they're not able to get back to a state in which they feel safe and calm. And that's actually something we have to teach them. So yeah, that was one of the main priorities. And actually almost always that starts with recognizing when a horse starts to shift from feeling, what I always say, from feeling green, so when they feel calm, safe and regulated, to when they start feeling yellowish or reddish. I have to put the stuff in my car first. Yes. So it all starts with recognizing when the horse starts to travel in the wrong direction, mentally and emotionally. And like Innie, this horse we just worked with, is a really introverted horse. And these horses show really small and subtle changes when feeling tense. And a lot of people don't recognize these tension signals, or these, I don't know how to call it, but yeah, if you start recognizing the moment the horse starts to feel a little bit worried. Oh, I have to look here, of course. When you start noticing when the horse starts to feel worried, and then you can address it, instead of like when a horse actually is showing you the yellow stoplight, it means stop if you can and not continue on, you know? So yeah, I think that's the most important thing. And of course, like this horse also, today we worked on the saddling process, and this horse was always very tense with the saddling. So she did scraping with the front leg, and she wanted to move and she couldn't stand still. And so she already showed flight, kind of fight and flight signals when being saddled. And yeah, if a horse already is displaying fight and flight behavior, which is the red stoplight, then for me that wouldn't be acceptable if you saddle the horse from that state of mind. So yeah, we really worked on the horse finding its peace and comfort, and building it gradually step by step. And the funny thing is, at the end of the session, Lies was able to put the saddle pad on and the saddle on while the horse was standing loose in the stable while she was eating hay. And even the fact that she was able to keep on eating is already a sign that she was able to regulate herself so much more. And now we did it from the left side. We noticed that when she does it from the right side, she has a little bit more tension. So we're also going to practice that. But yeah, this was a really big leap. Oh, my hair is insane. This was already a pretty big leap, because yeah, she has never been able to saddle this horse without it wanting to move away. So yeah, I'm really happy. This gives me so much satisfaction. Okay, so I totally forgot to tell what our next stop is. So I'm actually on my way to Oud-Beijerland, and I think I spoke about it this morning. We are on our way to Oud-Beijerland. There, a friend of mine is managing a stable, which is also a riding school, by the way. And I help her with her own horse every now and then. And soon to be, we also will be giving a clinic there. And we have to shoot some content for some advertisements, as well as some new content for the course. So that's why we will be going there, because we can use a couple of the riding school horses to make some content. So yeah, that's actually really cool. And I'll be seeing a couple of horses today which I have never seen before. I will be working them. We will be shooting the entire session, and then we'll probably see if we can use maybe like before after material, maybe we can even use the entire session for the course. Well, yeah, we'll see. Okay, we have arrived in Oud-Beijerland at Centrum Hoeksche Waard. That's probably a tongue breaker for everyone who's speaking English. But yeah, we're going to see if we can find Esther. She has already prepared the horse. They have a riding camp at the moment, so I really hope that it's not too busy and that they don't mind that I'm filming. So, come on. By the way, this is my, what is it here? Summer Fridays lip balm. I think it's a butter balm in the color Pink Sugar. I really like it. When we were on a holiday in Mallorca, I got it. And it's so silky smooth. Really nice. So here we have our first horse. This is Special. She's going to get the pink accessories. And she is going to be the best model. So I'll do a little voiceover. This is actually also the first time I do this, so I really hope that it will work out. Here you see our training session with Special, and she's a 3-year-old horse with which we mostly focus on the basics. So it's really about being able to like equalize the whoa and go energy so that we can go as easily forward and slow down. And yeah, then eventually you see that the walk really improves. Here we finished our session and we went on to the next horse, and the next horse was Crush. Everyone who follows me on Instagram has seen her already. And I asked Esther, can you give me the most crooked horse you have? Well, this is the one she brought. And you can really see already here that her body is quite tense and a little bit stiff. And that she also has a couple of visual signs that her body is a little bit out of balance. So yeah, then we decided Crush is going to be our next case study. So we took her to the arena, and of course we also did a little practice. This is actually one of the first laps when we just started. You can see a little bit of a hollow top line, a little bit tension, wiggling of the tail, short top line, high head. And here we already move on to a little bit more the end of the session, and you can see that she walks more relaxed and that the top line lengthens, and also her eye got so much softer. So yeah, good job, really happy.
Het is Baby. Baby ook echt. Baby, kom maar Loeren vandaag. Dat is voor die Loeren. Oh,
We are at Robin just came here because we did a training session with 2 horses, one 3-year-old and one riding school horse. The 3-year-old I've seen before, and this was, I think, maybe the 4th session, and the riding school horse was the 1st session, because we said, can you please give us the most crooked horse you have? So that we, and it was a really crooked horse with a lot of tension, and just to show that if you use the unlock interventions, the 6 basic interventions, if you use them, you can really help your horse to unlock its balance, to unlock stabilization. And yeah, I think the difference between the beginning of the session and the end was insane, right? Yes. Was a really big difference. Horse started off really reactive and tense and yeah, almost a little bit spooky. And by the end she softened and her eyes got soft and the body kind of melted. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And now we're on our way to the fillies. They're in the field. Last time I went here, we had a look at the fillies because yeah, if you're a horse girl, fillies are always fun to see and to pet. So now we're going to have a visit before we leave. And then this afternoon I have 2 more Zoom lessons or Pivo lessons to go. And then this day is already over. Hello, Mama. Hello, baby. Oh my god.
Oh,
This is...
Hi. Oh, ga je gelijk bijten?
I think it's no matter the age. Baby horses
Are they
stay
cute?
fun. Yes.
Ooh, I'm itchy. I'm itchy. Hi.
Hey, Pino. Hello.
Oh, your mommy is coming.
Hello.
Hi, mommy. Hi, mommy. Wat ben jij eigenlijk? Oh, iemand zijn hoogste pony ben jij, zeg. Dat is wat lijkt zo.
Oh, dit is so cute.
Ja.
Kijk dan.
Ik heb er eentje gevangen. Dus, deze neem ik mee naar huis. Zou je de trailer inlopen?
Oh, oh, oh. Zachtjes. 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 I just finished my day. I had 2 Pivo lessons from my international students who follow my Transform mentorship program. That's a one-on-one program in which I guide or teach students from all around the world. And it was 1 student from the USA and it was 1 student from Germany. And with the student from the USA, we worked on the laterals and making sure we have all the preparation in place so that all the prerequisites prerequisites that are needed when you want to start the laterals, that they are in order. Because my training method is actually all about making sure that the basics are at a really high level, because if you have the appropriate basics, then it's almost like easy to develop more high level exercises from that. And with the next student, the student from Germany, we worked on, she's already pretty advanced, and she has a horse who's also a high level horse with which she works on Piaffe Passage. And she said, well, I have a bit of trouble in the Piaffe Passage, I have some difficulties. So we said, well, again, let's chop up the entire process and let's see if we can figure out what basics are missing. So like every exercise is like a recipe, and for a recipe to make a really nice dish, you need all different kind of ingredients. And if you miss some ingredients, it obviously affects the flavor, so it affects the result. So in order to make a really good exercise, you would really need all the right ingredients in order. So for Piaffe Passage, for instance, or for just whatever, all the basics, the basics of the basics is always, am I able to kind of, do I have my basic responses? And basic responses are whoa, go, left, right. So am I able to ask my horse as easily to go forward and as easily to slow down or backward, just however you like to explain it? And can I make a turn to the left as easy and fluent to the right? But also, am I able to place all 4 legs of the horse as easy to the left as well as to the right? And can I drive as well as easy and as fluent? And can I draw as easy as fluent? Because like the first student from the USA, for instance, we kind of figured out that she had more draw energy than drive. And draw is like how easy you can ask your horse to come towards you and that. And your drive energy is how easy and how fluent can you drive him away from you. And for instance, if you have a horse that has a lot of draw energy towards you, but has a little bit less drive energy away from you, those horses are sticky. But that stickiness and that lack of drive energy, you see it back in all the other exercises. So for instance, the forward transitions are a little bit sticky. The sideways is a little bit sticky. The horse is always a little bit pushy, always a little bit on the shoulders. And Obviously, it isn't that bad as I'm describing it, but it's all about finding fluency in these basics. So when you're walking, ask yourself, can I go as easily forward, and can I slow down as easily? And if you feel that, for instance, you're walking and making a transition to a stop would be really easy, but making a transition to trot would take at least a circle of preparation, for instance, then you know what to work on. And yeah, same goes for sideways, for instance. If you can ask your horse easily to drive the shoulders to the right, but it's more difficult to draw the shoulders to the left, or when you're standing on the right side, to drive the shoulders to the left. So the horse makes the movement to the right easier than to the left, which a lot of horses do, simply because of crookedness. Then you know that's the foundation you need to work on. And if you have that in order, then you can start working on laterals, transitions in the laterals, combining basic exercises with laterals and transitions, for instance. And yeah, that's actually how you build collection, because yeah, the most asked question I get in my inbox is, how do I teach my horse collection? Well, this is it, making sure you get your basics at the highest possible level. So yeah, this was a really fun day. I did my best to take the camera all the way with me. This morning we went to one of my Transform students. Then we went to the riding school where one of my friends is running the yard. And we shot some content. And at the end of this day, I had these 2 Pivo lessons. Yeah, this is a good day. This is really what gives me a big sense of fulfillment. I'll also try to see if I can add, that will probably come before this clip. Okay, this vlogging takes a little bit of practice. Well, I hope you all enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if you like these kind of behind the scenes vlogs, and if there is anything in particular you would like to learn or to know. If you want to learn more about my training method, we have a webinar package, which is a package of 5 of my most popular webinars. And I'll make sure to put the links in the description. We also have our Unlock course, which is actually a course that consists out of 6 interventions. And the 6 interventions are exactly the interventions I used with the riding school horse today. So yeah. If you want to learn more, that's the best place to start. And we have tried our best to make sure that these courses are as accessible as possible. So yeah, let me know if you like this, and maybe I'll make more of these vlogs. Thank you. Bye. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe, of course.